All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the elect men feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. In sincerity and truth with this great gospel coming out of our Bible, man, strictly for the elect of the children of Israel. For the elect of the children of Israel. And one thing you got to understand, you know, society is going down when the elites are exposed. Right, when you know their inner workings, when you know the people who are at the top, the people who run the show, right? Because the people they show you that runs the show really don't run the show, right? Your so-called political leaders, right? The elites ain't faces is not gonna be on your Federal Reserve notes, right? They in the background hiding, right? That's that secret society of these banking families who rule the world. Who controls the system, the method of operation on earth, right? That's why all the people is wicked. It says, as the rulers, so is the people. Paraphrasing. So the real rulers is what? Them Rothschilds, the Red Shields, right? And these other families who controls the currency, controls the banking system, controls the military, controls the wars, controls how things move on earth, controls what countries gets to flourish and what countries gets to stay in poverty, right? And the Lord is exposing their system, right? And just like when the mafia, right? At one time, nobody knew about the mafia's inner workings. Who was the head family? Who was this? Who was that? Once they got exposed, it was over for them. Ain't nobody afraid of no mafia no more. Just like right now, these people don't give a damn about the elites. They're exposing the elites. I'm going to read the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart, that there is no fear of God before his eyes. Right? That's how you got to look at these devils, man. They're not here to fear the Lord. They're here to do what the Lord set them to do, which is be wicked, right? It says, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful, right? And that's what's happening. They're being exposed to be what? Hateful, bloodthirsty, evil, wicked men. It says the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He have left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth what? Mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil, right? That's the wicked. The mercy of the Lord is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reaches unto the clouds. The righteousness is like the great mountains. Thy judgments are a great deep, O Lord. Thou preservest man and beast. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O power. Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. Right? They shall be abundantly satisfied with fatness. Matter of fact, let's go back to the point. Right? It says, speaking about these transgressors, right? It says, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. Right? And that's the wicked. The wicked is being exposed for exactly who the fuck they are.
Epstein's background story, because I have, and it does not add up. Picture this. 1976, you have a college dropout teaching physics at one of the most prestigious schools in Manhattan. And 2 years later, he gets picked up by Bear Stearns, one of the largest investment banks at the time. It's not an internship. It's not an analyst position. He goes straight to the trading floor. Talk to anybody on Wall Street. This kind of thing does not happen. And 4 years after that, he becomes limited partner. He must be the fastest partner track promotion in the history of Wall Street. 4 years today in investment banking, you're barely out of your analyst years. And as if all of that was not enough, he quits the position a year later to do consulting. There are much meagerly paid VPs out there who have golden handcuffs. And this guy, an option trading prodigy apparently, just leaves his job after a year. It's almost as if that was not his real job. Shortly after that, Epstein is wrapped up in one of the largest Ponzi schemes in US history, the largest before Bernie Madoff. And Epstein, despite being one of the key men in that operation, gets off scot-free. A few years later, he has his own advisory shop with one client, no audits, no employees, just Les Wexner, who gives him power of attorney over $1 billion worth of assets. He goes around buying $1 million mansions, 727s, and even private islands. Fast forward to 2007, he gets caught up in child abuse allegations. But Epstein and several other people involved get a secret plea bargain. If this was a TV show, we would say it's badly written plot armor for Bernie Madoff. And Epstein, despite being one of the key men in that operation, gets off scot-free. A few years later, he has his own advisory shop with one client. No audits, no employees, just Les Wexner, who gives him power of attorney over $1 billion worth of assets. He goes around buying $1 million mansions, 727s, and even private islands. Fast forward to 2007, he gets caught up in child abuse allegations. But Epstein and several other people involved get a secret plea bargain. If this was a TV show, we would say it's badly written plot armor. And this is just this guy's life before all the stuff we know him for. Why is it that nobody's raising questions about this? Because the only way this actually adds up is if Epstein is an intelligence operator. And that would mean somebody somewhere decided that all of this was worth it.
Jeffrey Epstein.
This is the book of Psalms 12 and 8. It reads, "The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted." Right? It says the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Right? You got these Edomites in rulership. Right? And for some reason, people are looking for these people to go to jail, these people to be punished for what their crimes. Who's going to punish them? Other Edomites? Other wicked ass Edomites who set them in power to do the things that they're doing. You people are fucking retarded. Right? They acting like Epstein is resting in peace. That motherfucker's somewhere chilling. That's what I think personally. Right? And they showed you these things in different movies, how these people got enough power to fake their deaths. Right? So they don't have to put up with what the law. With the law, right? It says the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. This is Habakkuk 2 verse 5. It reads, "Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death." Right? That's the spirit of these devils, right? They are always in different countries, really kidnapping motherfuckers, snatching, stealing, taking, right? Bringing diseases, bringing destruction, bringing poverty, right? Destroying places, right? It says, "They also, because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." And what, through his wickedness, all the world is starting to see this man is the problem. This man is the issue. And what man we talking about? The man of sin, the wicked, Esau, Edom. Read James 5 and 1. It reads, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for the miseries that shall come upon you." Right? And who's the Esau Edom? He is the rich man. Right? He's paid in full, right? Because everything is in his hands. The earth has been given over to him. The people, right? The dominions, the kingdom, this kingdom, right? This present evil, wicked, demonic kingdom is in his rulership, right? That's why the Lord said he's coming to bring righteousness, right? And here we are in a place of unrighteousness, right? Because the devil rules by what? Fear, right? Keeping you people in fear, keeping you people in poverty. That way he stays on top. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted. Your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered." Right? The scripture says, your silver and your gold will not be able to save you in those times, right? Because that's why these devils, they already know, man, they gotta go hide. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're selling all their wealth, right? And they're looking for a place to go hide from what the destruction, the vengeance of the people, right? The judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai reads, "Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were with fire." And how is this kingdom here in Babylon going to go down? It's going to go down with fire, with thermonuclear fire, and the fire from the chariots of the Lord. It says, "Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days." Right? You got these Edomites, they've been doing all this wicked all for what? For wealth. And now they're going to have to vomit it all the fuck back up. That's why the Lord is removing all the gold from America. The Lord is taking all that gold from America, returning back to these other nations, returning it back to other countries so that it could be preserved for what? For the children of Israel. For the children of Israel, read your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And we're seeing that dollar collapse, right? We're seeing the cities deteriorate, the roads destroyed, the people all fucked up, right? It says, "And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath." Right? You don't rob the people of God. Right? You don't rob the people of God. You don't rob the heathens, but the only people the Lord care about is His children. And the Lord don't give a fuck about what you did to the other nations. Right? And the Lord damn sure don't give a damn what you doing to another Edomite. Right? It's known as Edomite on Edomite crime. Edomite on Edomite crime. And they was on them Epstein Islands doing what? Edomite on Edomite crime.
There's a man who... Let's dive in.
Like, I was talking to my wife about why Jeffrey Epstein was doing what he was doing. Like why are they doing this? Because, like, it's disgusting. And her explanation makes the most sense. So, I mean, my wife, she's not from a powerful family, but she grew up in a very powerful organization. And from her early age, she's dealt with powerful people, okay? So she knows what they're like, okay? And she explained to me how they are, okay? So the powerful people are usually born into a position of privilege. And if you're like that, there's no excitement in your life. There's no challenge. It's only just privilege. And privilege is boring. It's numbing, okay? So for them, the greatest challenge is, how do you find excitement? How do you stir a feeling in your heart in this world? Her explanation is, you do it for children, okay? Why? Well, first of all, it's like having a doll, right? A doll you can play with, a cat you can play with. But children are much more exciting. You can play with them, you can control them, you can manipulate them, you can abuse them. And the other thing is that you can scare children much more easily, okay? So, there's conspiracy theory where the elite draw energy from adrenochrome, okay? And adrenochrome, okay? And adrenochrome is just, blood that is excited, blood that comes from fear, okay? And so you drink that blood because this blood is rejuvenating. Well, that's a metaphorical statement where, as a powerful person, and you see a child in fear, that excites you. That excites you both sexually and psychologically and emotionally. And so, you have seen these videos of like Prince Andrew just running around and grabbing children. And he was like really, really excited, really, really happy when he's doing that. And the reason why is that's the only thing that can bring him excitement. Another example is a Squid Game. I'm not sure if you've seen the Netflix series, the Squid Game, right? The entire premise of the Squid Game is you have all these rich people in South Korea, and they have the most money in the world. They can do whatever they want. They can sleep with the most beautiful movie star in the world. They don't want to do that because it's boring. Okay, they're looking for some excitement in their life, and that's why they create the Squid Game. All right, so the Squid Game is just a metaphor for Epstein Island, where these people are bored, man. They're bored by everything. They're bored by their own lives. They're bored by the people around them because they're all psychopaths. They're bored by power itself because they've experienced it all, and so they're looking for novelty in their lives, and that's what children bring. Okay, you have to have a risk of getting caught. You have to have the risk of being exposed in order for this to be exciting, okay? Mm-hmm. If it's all just hidden from everyone and no one can ever find out and there's no risk, it's not funny. It's not fun anymore, right? So I understand this sounds really disturbing, but unfortunately, if you give a certain group of people too much power, then this is the way they behave.
Shit, another reason why they do what they do is because that's what they were created to do. That's what they were created to do. Daniel 12:10, it reads, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but what the wicked shall do wickedly. The wicked is not going to do righteously. The wicked is not going to try to make the earth a better place and Because that's not what he was created for. He was set up here to punish the children of Israel for their iniquity against the Father. Right? Just like the other nations who came against us. You read the scriptures. This ain't about a fucking Edomite setting up a system for all mankind. No, this is a punishment of a chosen people. And that punishment is soon to come to a fucking end. It reads, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. That's why so many wicked, evil people don't understand what the hell is going on in this society. They're really thinking the white man is the top race, the top nation, when this man is cursed through leprosy. He's cursed through what his ways, right? He's the man of sin. And what does sin bring? Fucking death. Read the book of Jeremiah 13 and 23. Reads, can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or can the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil, right? You got a man who was created to do what? Wicked on earth. He was not created to do good. And right now he's being exposed over the fucking top.
It is confirmed 10 current and former Knox County Sheriff's Office employees and one civilian face prosecution for an investigation focused on the department's narcotics unit. It includes several high-ranking employees.
Our team was watching most of them turn themselves in for booking this afternoon. They are all charged with criminal conspiracy to commit theft of property and theft of property over $250,000.
10 News reporter Olivia Degg spent the day at the city-county building watching 8 of those sheriff's office employees turn themselves in. Olivia, give us the latest.
John, Robin, things are quiet here now at the City County building, but from the hours of 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, it was very hectic back here in the booking area as we saw TBI agents, FBI agents, legal staff, and lawyers escorting 8 of the indicted men of the 11 in and out of the booking area as they came in to take their pictures, get their fingerprints, and check themselves in to the Knox County Jail. Now, we are talking about a situation. This is the scene where 8 men came in and out of this door. The investigation dates back to 2018 and involves allegations of over $300,000 in county drug money that was spent on gifts like iPads and MacBooks and other technology. There's also allegations that the sheriff's office personnel helped build a duck hunting blind and renovated classic cars all on county time. Investigators reviewed claims that $30,000 in seized drug money was spent for personal use. Now, to those that were indicted, the current sheriff's office employees include David Amburn, the assistant chief deputy, Aaron Yarnell, a captain of the technology division, Lieutenant Franklin Rocky Lowry, Sergeant Tim Isaacs, and Captain James Hammond. They've all been placed on unpaid leave, according to Sheriff Tom Spangler. Now, also indicted 5 former employees and a civilian, most notably former Sheriff J.J. Jones and David Henderson, the former narcotics chief, who's already facing sentencing for a federal charge in this case. Now, today we did not see 3 people that have been indicted in this case walk in here and book themselves into the Knox County system, and that includes David Amburn, former Sheriff J.J. Jones, and former narcotics director David Henderson. All of those people, we've been told, have been out of town, and so we are expecting them to book themselves in here in the next couple of days. We're going to continue.
And for a long time, these devils going around like what, they're innocent. Right? Like they don't do no wrong. Right? Imagine how many people they done arrested for doing wrong. They done got people locked up for doing wrong in their whole existence. They've been wrong. Right? We're talking about the Edomites. We're talking about the Edomites, the wicked. Right? Wasted away is he. And he was created to be against nature, against people on earth, against everything. Even against himself. Who's the main people locking him up? Other Edomites. Right? They done set up a system that's bringing them down. That's bringing them down, man. And there's nothing they could do about it. This is the book of Mark 4 and 22. It says, for there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested. Neither was anything kept secret, but it should come abroad. It should come abroad. And now we know about the Epsteins and the elites and everybody else who's with them.